It's dawn on Lake Natron, and a dead bird stands frozen. It is not resting. It has been dead for weeks. Its feathers are intact, its eyes are open, its whole body has turned to something like stone. This is northern Tanzania, near the Kenyan border. The lake is called Natron, and it does not forgive contact. Its water can reach a pH of 10.5. Touch it for long, and it begins to corrode you. That is close to the strength of household ammonia. The basin sits inside the East African Rift Valley. Here, the continent is slowly tearing itself apart. Magma rises through the thin crust below the ground. That heat feeds the springs that fill the basin. The springs arrive loaded with sodium carbonate. It is the same compound found in washing soda. As the fierce sun burns the shallows away, the salts concentrate. Surface temperatures can climb past 60 degrees Celsius. What remains is a brine almost no creature can survive. The lake is shallow, often less than 3 meters deep. It has no outlet. Nothing that enters ever drains away. Everything that falls in stays and slowly changes. The surface is stained red and orange across miles. The color comes from salt-loving microbes thriving inside. They are some of the only living things the lake allows. From the air, the patterns look like dried blood. Pilots have described it as a wound in the earth. Now consider the chemistry that makes it deadly. Dissolved soda saturates the brew until it can hold no more. Sodium carbonate strips moisture out of living tissue. It also raises the alkalinity to caustic levels. Strong alkali burns flesh, much like strong acid does. It eats through skin, eyes, and the lining of lungs. Most animals that drink here do not walk away. And the birds that fly above face a hidden trap. On calm days, the surface turns into a perfect mirror. It reflects the sky so completely that birds lose the horizon. Confused, they fly straight down into the caustic water. The impact stuns them, and the brine does the rest. Their bodies drift to the edges and dry in the sun. There, the sodium carbonate begins to preserve them. The same salts that killed them now hold their shape. The brine pulls the moisture from every cell. Bacteria that cause rot cannot survive the chemistry. So the corpse does not break down. It calcifies. Feather by feather, the body turns into something like stone. A photographer named Nick Brandt found these bodies in 2010. He gathered the calcified animals along the lake's edge. Then he posed them as if they were still alive. A dead bat clung to a branch, wings folded shut. A swallow perched as though about to take flight. Their forms were flawless. Their stillness was absolute. The images stunned the world when they were published. Each one looked alive and dead at the very same moment. This is not a legend. These remains are real and photographed. You can see Brandt's photographs in museums and books today. Yet the lake holds a stranger contradiction. In the deadliest water on the continent, life explodes. Over 2 million lesser flamingos gather at Lake Natron. It is the single most important breeding site for the species. Nearly all of East Africa's lesser flamingos hatch here. The same caustic water that kills others protects them. Predators cannot cross the burning, unstable brine to reach them. The lake becomes a fortress made of poison. The birds build small mud cones to hold their eggs. The cones lift the eggs above the corrosive surface. Their legs are sheathed in tough, leathery skin. That skin resists the burning alkaline water. They drink fresh water from springs along the shore, and they feast on the very microbes that color the lake. Each egg sits on its cone above the corrosive shallows. Those red microbes turn the bird's feathers brilliant pink. The poison feeds them, dyes them, and shields their young. Chicks hatch and gather into vast gray nurseries. Up to 100,000 chicks march together at once. They walk for miles across the crust to reach fresh water. Some develop salt anklets that harden on their thin legs. These heavy rings can cripple the slowest birds. The march is brutal, and many do not finish it. But the survivors inherit the safest nursery in Africa. Few other creatures share this water with them. One is a small, tough fish called the alkaline tilapia. It survives only in the cooler springs near the shore. Stray a few meters into the main lake and it dies. These fish live their whole lives on a knife's edge. Insects, too, ride the brine in shifting clouds. Brine flies swarm in numbers too vast to count. They feed the flamingos and bind the strange ecosystem. Beyond these few, almost nothing else endures in the brine. Beyond the colony, a darker giant dominates the skyline. Now turn to the volcano that towers over it all. To the south stands Old Doinyo Lengai. Its name means the mountain of God to the Maasai. It is the only active carbonatite volcano on Earth. Its lava is unlike any other in the world. It erupts almost black and runs cool and fast. Within hours, that lava weathers to ghostly white. The volcano feeds the very salts that fill the lake. Rain washes its ash down into the basin below. That ash dissolves into the sodium carbonate brew. So the mountain and the lake are bound together. One makes the poison, the other preserves the dead in. For the Maasai, this whole land is sacred ground. Cattle graze the dry plains that ring the water, but the lake itself is treated with caution. Its edges are too caustic for livestock to drink. Generations have learned to keep their distance. Researchers who study the lake wear heavy protection. Brief contact with the brine can blister bare skin. Eyes exposed to the spray can be badly burned. Even the air near the water carries a chemical bite. Yet scientists keep returning to understand it. They want to know how flamingos breed here at all. The breeding events are rare and almost impossible to predict. Only when water levels fall just right do the birds nest. Too much rain and the nesting islands flood and vanish. Too little and predators can walk right across to the eggs. The flamingos need the lake to stay perfectly deadly. Their survival depends on the water staying lethal. This is the paradox at the heart of Lake Natron. The chemistry that calcifies a fallen bird shelters a colony. Death and life share the exact same shore. Conservationists now fear the lake could be changed. Plans have been floated to dam the rivers that feed it. A soda ash plant was once proposed on its banks. Such projects could alter the water's delicate balance, shift the salts, and the flamingos may abandon it forever. A single change could erase the species' last stronghold. For now, the lake remains as harsh as it must be. Its waters still kill and still preserve. The calcified birds still line the shore today. Some lie where they fell, hardening year by year. Others have been carried into the wider world as photographs. Their open eyes have not closed in over a decade. And every dry season, the flock returns. 2 million birds settle onto the most poisonous water in Africa. They raise their young on islands made of salt and death. Then they rise again and scatter across the continent, leaving the lake to its silence and its stone. The mirror reforms, smooth and bright and waiting. The next bird that mistakes it for sky will not return. The springs keep bubbling. The salts keep building. The volcano keeps feeding the basin its slow poison. Lake Natron has done this for thousands of years, and it will keep doing it long after we are gone. A place where the dead are turned to statues of salt, and the living crowd in, by the millions, to be born. It is real. It is in Tanzania, and visible from the air. The flamingos are there now, wading in the poison. And the stone birds are there too, watching the shore. Dawn breaks again on Lake Natron, and a dead bird stands frozen.